You've been in the band 4 years now?
Three and a half?
Four.
Something like that,
four
yeah?
and a half. 4.5.
4.5.
We got
so
together March
embarrassing.
2017. Yeah.
You know the exact month? that we
I
got
do know it was
together?
March 2017, yeah. I'm really good with dates actually.
How do you know
Fair
that?
enough.
Because I always go back to this one file that we made the first rehearsal we ever had, which is in Your All Flat, and it's from March 2017.
What file?
It's us doing You Made Me, but just
Oh,
the
the
three of us.
acoustic version.
Yeah.
That was cute.
That was so cute actually.
What's your filing system like for ideas now?
Really good now. Yeah.
Really good. Yeah. No, it's a nice recording actually.
4 years. Jesus.
Wow.
4.5 years.
Wow.
When it comes to expressing yourself musically now, does it feel more natural to do that on an individual level or as a part of a group?
Within the context of D94 or just in general?
Just in general now, yeah. Just with being in a band for 4.5 years.
Ah, I see.
I think.
So you go. No, please, Josh.
Thanks. I guess it depends what people that you're with. Like, I think other groups that I've played with within the last 4 years hasn't felt the same just because we've played together so much that like, I don't know, it just feels natural. It feels like as if I'm sitting at home on my sofa playing guitar to like chill with these guys and play drums.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
So I didn't answer the question in any way.
Well, no, I feel like it's like a similar vibe if I'm chilling by myself and being able to express myself musically as it is.
They're one and
being
the same.
with- Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I would agree with that. It feels one and the same.
I think, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It's.
I was
I
going to
mean,
say individual.
every song that is written really is written by an individual. Rarely is it written all together.
Mm-hmm.
But then, you know,
They
those,
just take
those
on-
songs always end up being with the band. Really,
Yeah.
Who wrote Love Impaired?
this guy,
Good work, well done.
Yeah.
he sold out.
Cashing in on
Fucking
that
sell
bad
out. Cheap song.
Cashing in on it now. Made about 50 quid.
Nice.
£694 we made off that song.
Really?
Yeah.
Pay for my train.
Not
It's not
bad.
bad, is it? Just from Spotify.
I didn't know that was where all the money had come from. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Spend it all on a bus fare here.
Yeah.
How would you describe the emotional conflict at the heart of that tune?
Don't know. How would I describe it? Sort of fatalistic, maybe. I don't know if that's what you're looking for. I feel like it's probably right, but yeah, I was just like in a sort of clarity. I had a lot of clarity when I wrote it, but it was also quite fatalistically driven. But it, yeah, works, I guess. I don't know.
Did the clarity come from a sort of fatalistic realization?
Yes, exactly. I was on the train and I thought, oh, hang on, this is bad. And then- yeah. It was weird actually. That song was probably the song I've written in the shortest amount of time. Wrote it in like 10 minutes. Shouldn't probably say that.
To be fair, even when you showed it to us, it just kind of happened, that one, didn't it?
Yeah. It was
You
really,
did a voice note on the train, right? No, it
think
just
so.
happened. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I did a voice note. I think I was too
It's
embarrassed to
actually
do a voice
in your
note,
head,
so I just
yeah.
wrote it in my head and wrote it down on my notes app. And then as soon as I got to Edinburgh, I was like, guys, I've written this song.
Shit.
But I didn't have any way to like play it on the train, so I was kind of a bit worried, but worked out.
It did work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the first time we ever played that song live was here.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it?
Actually?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Broadcast when the
I had
stage
no
was over
idea.
there.
Oh, crazy.
We absolutely bombed.
No. And I
are you
remember
talking
we
about?
played it and then people were like, what was that song? It was a great song.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Now it's everyone's favourite song.
Wow.
It's fun to play though. It's great.
It's knackering to play, but it's fun. It is fun.
I'm intrigued that you have that realization. Is your first instinct then to try and translate it into your art in some way?
I guess so. The way I do my like music art is through just moments where I'm like kind of bored, and that's when I write a song. Bored or sad, and then I'll or really happy, but mostly bored. And then I'll like sort of sit down and be like, oh, maybe I'll write a song. Maybe that will make me feel less bored, and that's kind of when I do it. So I was on the train and I was just really bored, and that's why I sort of did it. But I wouldn't say it was because I was in that particular mood. But sometimes, I guess I was going through some stuff, so that maybe contributed. I feel like, yeah, actually, now I think about it, I usually write songs when I'm in some sort of internal turmoil. Or happy. or both. Yeah.
How much of your songwriting as a group do you think deals with the internal, and how much do you feel kind of deals with being observational and kind of looking at external things?
Well, the questions got a lot harder.
Yeah. I think like a lot of our songs used to be about internal relationships maybe, and then but I think we've maybe, I don't know.
I think we've written some, it depends on the song, but I think we've written some songs that are more observational.
Yeah, I think there's
the songs we've written together, I feel like, are more observational.
And maybe with an effort to do that as well, like
Yeah.
as opposed to it just happening that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly I decided to write more.
I feel like your songs actually are a lot more observational.
Yeah, but I also think it always has to be some, I don't know, you can't just write songs because you look at someone and think, oh, I'll just write a song, you know, then it's a story, but like stories are good, but I think there still has to be something that you relate to in a song. Otherwise it's like, what's the point of writing? But
True.
So even when you're being external, you're finding a way
you
to
have,
make it
yeah,
internal.
because otherwise what are you doing? You're just like, you know, making shit up. Whereas
That's fun though, I like
it is, yeah. And I think you find a way to do that really well, right? Like Sally's about a
Kind of
made-up-
about
I
you.
wrote that when I was like 12.
Yeah, I know exactly. 12-year-old bird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wishing
Yeah.
you had psychological
Some songs,
powers.
yeah, some songs like that. Like Tonight Every Night's like that as well. And like that's not about anyone.
Should be. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I'm not playing it tonight.
Do you think of yourselves more as songwriters or as performers now? Do you think?
I wish I was just a songwriter and didn't have to perform. I hate performing. It's horrible.
I think as a group we're really good live, and I think that's like people who see us live before Love Impaired anyway. No one, you know, every other music on Spotify is like, you know, I don't think it's that representative of what how.
We were a live band.
Whereas Love Impaired then is actually captured some energy.
Yeah.
The chaos about it.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's like a rough recording, like, you know, it was done in the basement before anything was built and before any of us knew how to produce anything. And it's like, yeah, I think it just captures it great. And it is just pure energy and like very rough.
I definitely feel way more comfortable performing than in the studio. I feel like that's where I can kind of come into my own a
You
little
prefer performing it
bit. Yeah.
than being recording?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree
I
with
just
that.
assumed you hated both of them.
Get out.
Constant resting bitch face.
Yeah, I feel that as well.
Yeah.
I find when I'm on stage, it's easier to just like catch a vibe, not just off of you guys, but off of everyone that's watching us as
Yeah.
well. And then, you know, then that energy is like bouncing between us. Obviously, it's always a fun time in the studio, but it's a different kind of thing. Whereas when we're in the studio or when we're writing, we're making something. Whereas when we're performing, we're just having a good time and playing and having fun.
I did find that like during the pandemic when we were just kind of in the studio occasionally and we didn't have any gigs, by the end of the pandemic I was like, well, we're still in the pandemic, but like by the end of lockdown I was like, I'm just so shit at music. When we played a gig, I was like, oh my god, I'm amazing at music. I needed a gig to be like, okay, this is what I'm good at.
Yeah.
True. But yeah, I think we're getting better at being in the studio though, for sure.
Yeah, more comfortable.
I mean, like,
Is that a result of building the studio as well?
yeah, I mean, I think like, fuck off. Without the space, we wouldn't be able to afford any, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you can't. Who the fuck can
It's nice
afford to
that-
pay $1,000?
And it's also just nice because it means we don't have any pressure on us to do anything because we're not paying like however much money to be there. We're not getting rushed. We can just sort of do it at our own pace, which is a slow pace. But it's
It's been tricky finishing something.
I think that's you though.
No, but it's not. But it's also
That's not
because
always-
like with Love Impaired, it's like such a sound, and like that's the one song that has done well, and like people really like, and especially, you know, like, so it's hard to follow that up with then what we want to do as an album, right? And it's hard to like follow that when our music doesn't really match that a lot of the time. It's like we have such a especially with the pandemic as well, songs, the songs we wrote changed, over that 2 year period. So it's like following it out is going to be hard. Not that it's massive or anything, but like
re-recorded Song of the Century.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just like a funny one because people kind of just want that again. but which is silly because we're not even, no one knows who we are. But it's
we've jumped the shark.
We put that pressure on ourselves. We just need to release a fucking album, and we've got one, so it'll be fine.
Just do it tonight.
People will hate it though. Fuck them.
Do you think, the traits that make you good at making music and that help you in that area, what other areas of your life do you feel like they aid you in?
The traits.
Traits.
Trouts.
Traits.
Oh gosh, that's a good question.
The traits. Teamwork's a good one.
Yeah, I think so.
Makes the dream work.
I think, at least for me, it makes me a bit more observational. Like, I think, like what Ed and Bertie were saying before, a lot of the times when writing, well, not a lot of the times, but sometimes when you're writing, you're looking externally at what's around you and then based on what you see, you're writing. And I think then, I don't know, it just makes me be a bit more cognizant of what's happening around me. Sometimes because I'll be like, oh, this could be a song. And sometimes just because it's now like second nature for me to do that, I guess.
Yeah. Really conscious, like socially aware has definitely helped me. Like, I think I used to only write songs about girls and like relationships I had with girls, and I thought like at some point, what's the point in that? Like, yeah, obviously my emotions matter, but at the end of the day, does the world need more songs like that? Like,
I'm writing one right now. It's gonna
yeah, I just got bored of that. But then on the other like side of the coin, it helps with relationships because like, it's a great way to vent, a great way to like convey emotions if you're not good at that.
Doesn't help with your next relationship though.
My next one?
No, I'm saying when you.
Oh yeah.
Written loads of love songs. Person you try and move on.
Just go on, be with somebody who doesn't care.
Yeah, I find it's just like performing, especially, is just, and creating in the studio is just such a good release. Like, because we all have kind of day jobs as well, so I can kind of know that I have that release at the weekend when I can play a gig and just be an absolute animal, and then go back to answering emails on a Monday. I find it really helps.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, guys.
Of course, thank
Nice
you.
to see you
Thanks so
again.
much.
Yeah.
Great.